Crown of Arrows, good evening. What's happening, Jessica? Mary T, what's going on? Micah, good to see you. Thanks everybody for joining in on this fantastic Monday. I'm excited for this week. Hope that you all have been having a fantastic day. Hey, Bobby, good to see you. Your executive recruiter, good to see everybody checking in. Happy Monday to you all. So make sure as you're checking in, say hi to somebody. Hey, Ruby, good to see you. Say hi to somebody, give somebody a little shout out. Let them know that they're seen, let them know that they're recognized, because in a second here, we're going to get rolling. Jackson, good to see you. And I'm excited about this week. This week is going to be a huge week. Cynthia, thank you so much. Michelle, thank you. Good evening. Thanks everybody for being on. This is going to be a great week. We're going to be talking about the environment of relationships, and talking about what hurts a relationship. Oftentimes we have our relationships and we're going through them, we're developing them, we're working on them, and sometimes we run into these struggles, we run into problems and issues, and oftentimes we can't identify where the problem is coming from. And so this week we're going to talk a lot about environment, and the environment of our relationships, the environment that our relationships live in. And so today, I want to talk about the environment that you have around you, right? And so we all have experiences, we all have relationships. And I think as we start developing new relationships, and as we prepare for new relationships, oftentimes we don't look at the fact that our past relationship is an environment that we are accustomed to, that we're used to. Think about it. You might have been in a relationship, you might have been in a professional relationship or a romantic relationship or a relationship of any kind for any extended period of time. You've been in that relationship, and that relationship environment has done something to you. We've all been a part of communities, whether it be our families or the physical community that we live in. And so we're a part of communities. We have environments that impact us. And so when we're in these environments, our mental environment, our physical environment, our emotional environment, all of these environments, our spiritual environment, all of these environments impact us. Professional environment, educational environment. Look at your life. This week I'm going to encourage you to look at your life and really begin examining your environments. Because if you truly want to be the leader in love that I know that you can be, then your environment is going to matter. The environments that you have around you are going to matter. The environments that you are in, they're going to matter. Now, I was talking with my son just a little while ago, and we were talking about how growth and development happens. And it's not a situation where you can just be somewhere and then all of a sudden you become what you are meant to be. You become the best of yourself. That's not how it is. We don't get to be the best person that we get to be in our relationships by not cultivating an environment that moves us forward, that helps us to grow, that helps us to develop. It's just not that way. Nature doesn't work that way. We can have a packet of seeds, and pretty soon I'll be preparing the soil and getting the soil ready to do some planting, right? We'll start planting some vegetables and planting some fruits or whatever it may be, planting peppers and getting ready to grow something. Where we're getting ready, we're preparing to grow something. And as we do it, we know, okay, the soil is important. The environment is important. I oftentimes think about the fact that we don't say Pennsylvania citrus. No, we don't say Pennsylvania citrus, but we do hear of Florida citrus. Why? Because the environment is conducive. So many of our relationships are failing and being hurt and being harmed right now because the environment is wrong. We have the will, we have the desire to have a healthy relationship. We say, oh, I really want this, I want to do this, but the environment is wrong, right? Think about how many people make declarations that they're going to be healthy. I'm going to be healthy, I'm getting ready to do this, and they know in their mind, they know in their heart that they want to do it, but they're just in the wrong environment. Why? Because they're sitting on the couch. They're in their house and they're like, oh, it's just too comfortable for me in my house. I'm just relaxed here in my house. And so the environment is all wrong. for that thing that they want to accomplish. Perhaps you've been thinking and considering being in a new relationship and developing a new romance, developing a new love, but you're hanging around and having conversations with people that their experiences in romantic relationships are all jacked up. So here you are. You see this, you see somebody, you're interacting with them, you're feeling hopeful, you're feeling encouraged, you're feeling inspired, the love is starting to grow, that feeling is starting to be there. And what are these people around you doing? Tearing you down, giving you all their stories and scenarios of how many broken relationships they've had and why romance never works out. Wrong environment. So you want to start your business. You're getting ready to do it. You've been planning. You've been looking at stuff. You've been strategizing. And you get around people that tell you, what do you know about having a business? What makes you an expert in that particular area where you think that you can talk to somebody? They're just going to tear you down. That's the wrong environment. And one of the things that we have to do in recognizing the wrong environment is be strong enough in ourselves to not only recognize it, but to change it. We will never become the people that we are meant to be. We will never fulfill the purpose that we are meant to fulfill. We will never see our dreams manifest. We'll never have the romance, the love, the marriage. We'll never become the parent that we want to be. We'll never start the business that we desire to start. We'll never go back to school and get the degree. Whatever it may be, it will never happen if you do not become bold enough and brave enough and strong enough to say, I'm changing this environment. Because this environment does not work for what I want to produce. So I'm challenging you right now. Here's the challenge. Think about what you want to accomplish. Think about what you want to have. Think about the relationship, the richness of relationship that you desire. Okay? In any area of your life, think about it. Say, okay, take the limits off of yourself. Come on now. Let's take the limits off. And let's say, I really do want to have a degree. I really do want to start the business. I see myself being an entrepreneur. I see myself having the business. I see myself having this great, incredible marriage. I see myself putting on any outfit that I desire to put on, and I feel good about it. I see myself, right? I can picture it. I see it. And then ask yourself this: does the environment that I'm in support that? Is this environment conducive to what I want to fulfill? Perhaps you're in a relationship with someone right now, okay? And you want to have, you're dreaming of this just intense, passionate, loving, caring, nurturing relationship, and they are checked out. They're not even there. They're nowhere near thinking about that. Let me just tell you, that's not the environment for what you want. And I'm not saying that you have to immediately end the relationship with that person altogether, but I am saying this: you need to end the way that you relate to one another immediately. Once we realize that the environment does not support the vision, once we realize the environment does not support the dream, we need to end the way that we relate to one another. You may still have a relationship, but you have to say, we are not going to relate to one another this way because it does not align with the vision. It does not align with what we want to produce. So we have to be clear on that. We have to be certain on that. We have to be ready to shut something down, to call a meeting and say, all right, listen, we're not relating to one another in a way that is going to produce this particular outcome. So there's some change that needs to happen. Okay? And so that's what a relationship is. See, we've romanticized relationships so much that we've missed what relationships actually are. Relationship, when you have a relationship, it is a type of an agreement where two people or two entities are deciding how they are going to relate to one another. That's what it's all about. How am I relating to you? How are you relating to me? In this, we form a relationship. This is how we are going to operate. See, right now, how are we relating? This is how we're doing it. We're relating online. I'm talking, you're typing. So we have a relationship. I'm going to provide content. You give me feedback, right? So this is our relationship. No one's at the door. No one's knocking on the door. No one's sitting on the couch. No, we're having a relationship that's based in an online interaction. Distance. We have a distance connection, an e-connection. And this is how we relate. Okay, cool. We got it. If you all showed up at my door, there would be a whole different situation. Our relationship would have changed. Trust me, it would be a different situation. Like, wait a second, all these people have started showing up. It changes the dynamic. Once you begin changing the dynamics of how you relate, then the relationship that you've created together changes. But we overcomplicate this. And I'm saying, my suggestion is, let's make it simple. Hey, let's walk this thing back. If you take here, just use this as an example. The seed dream that you have of any relationship, the seed of what you want is what you hold in your hand right now. And if you're holding it in your hand, I want you to just walk through your mental mind. You walk through your mind and think about, would I plant this seed on the concrete of how that person relates to me and how I relate to them? Would I plant this seed on the concrete of how the business that I work for, the job that I work for, interacts with me and how I interact with them? Some people right now, your gift is suffering, your talents are suffering because you're in the wrong corporate situation and professionally you can't produce. The relationship is all messed up. So when you start thinking about it, you say, okay, I get it. This is the reason I'm not producing on a higher level. This environment is all wrong. I have all these creative ideas and the person that I work for is just shutting me down. They don't want my creativity. They're telling me that's not the part of you that we want. We're shutting that down. So you say, I need to relate to them differently. Perhaps take my creativity off the table, whatever it may be, and find a different scenario, different situation where I can relate in a creative way. See, this is the opportunities that we have in creating our environment. If your relationships continue to be weak, continue to falter, continue to not produce, there's an environmental situation. You have an environmental problem that's going on. And we use the word we use. I see somebody just put it in the comments. It's toxic. Okay, when you're in the wrong environment is toxic to your seed, right? Because the wrong environment does not provide the seed with what it needs. So therefore, that environment is hurting the seed. That environment is hindering the seed from moving into its manifestation of its fullness. The wrong environments. We can't keep playing with this stuff. If we want to have healthy, strong relationships, we can't keep playing with the environment. We can't keep telling, Susie Q, okay, I'm going to keep on kicking it with you, even though this relationship is not providing anything. I'm not growing. I'm not developing. We're not heading towards anything. Why are we doing this? We need to shut this down. This is the wrong environment for the love that I have. If I want to be a husband, I don't want to talk to you about being a boyfriend. I want to be a wife. I don't want to talk to you about being a girlfriend. No, my mind is I need a different kind of environment to cultivate what I'm talking about. I'm wanting something different. I don't want to talk about the temporary stages where we just sampling. No, I know what I'm moving into. I have a vision for where I'm going. I'm not trying to just be handled in this place. So I'm not going to continue talking to you. I'm not going to continue being in this conversation, in this environment, because this environment does no good for where I'm going. And when we become strong in that, when we become bold in that, when you start to become environmentally aware and you say, I have to cultivate an environment that is going to feed what is in me, right? I have to do it because other than that, I'll never produce what I'm meant to produce. Think about it. Your life. I'm going to always preach to you that you are responsible, right? We can't blame, if we're blaming other people for what's going on, there's no power. We have no power in that, right? We have no power when we blame someone else. Someone says he doesn't want a forever with me and I can leave or I can stay. If someone tells you, I don't want forever with you, but you want forever, and they tell you you can leave or you can stay, my suggestion is to leave. Because when someone wants a forever with you, listen, I want to be your friend. I'm gonna be the friend that sometimes is gonna say the hard thing to interpret what somebody is saying. They say you can leave or you can stay. Oh, really? So my value isn't of such that it matters to you if I'm here or if I'm not. What you've just told me is you don't value me enough. Because guess what? No one says to air, you can leave or you can stay. Because once a person starts choking, they start to realize, ooh, no, 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 I need air. No one says that to water. No, 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 I need water. Right? So when we cultivate, no, 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 I need you. You're in my life. You are so special in my life. I realize how special. No, I not only need you, but I want you. I want you. When we are together, we produce life. See, the seed understands it needs the soil. See, the seed gives purpose to the soil. The soil gives richness to the seed. They need each other. The soil with nothing in it is just doing something. Like, what is it doing? It's just there. If nothing gets planted into the soil is worthless. It has no purpose. Like soil is nothing without the seed. And so this is where, you know me, I like to talk about serving. The soil says, hey, seed, I'm going to serve you. I'm going to give you something. And the seed says, hey, soil, I'm going to serve you back. I'm going to get into your environment, get into your environment, get into your space. I'm going to, yes, I'm going to draw from you, but then I'm going to release into you. There's an exchange. And so when someone says, it doesn't matter to me if you're here, guess what? They've just told you there's no exchange. Bye. You've said enough. I'm gone. See you. Like, I'm out. Someone said, look, the soil, is good for bugs. All right. I'm like, so you just have your bugs. You just be soil with bugs. But the purpose of soil, there's something that I'm not all deep into it, but I would have to say that that when a seed, even when a seed goes through its process and when it begins breaking up and it starts reaching out its limbs and its roots, there's something that the bugs even get a little something from. They're like, so glad that seed is here. Come on now, we have to recognize that we have value. And so time is up. Time's up for someone's telling us that we don't matter and us just hanging around waiting to matter. Let me tell you, you matter. You matter. And in a world with billions of people, we will no longer allow one person or two people or the 100 people we've known in our life, we no longer let them write the narrative. Time's up for that. There are billions of people in this world. Time's up for that one person that doesn't value you getting to write your narrative. They don't get the control anymore. They're not that, listen, they're not all that. Like, wait, what? Your point of view is going to be the one that controls me? No. No. That's not how this is going down anymore. If I don't do it for you, if you need to go hire a different employee, if I'm not the one that you want to work with, that's fine. You don't want my consulting, that's fine. You don't want what I have, that's fine, because there are billions of people. All I need to do is to find the one that I just need to be in the environment of those that want me. I need to be in the environment of those that are enriched by me and those that enrich me. Guess what? If you don't value me, guess what? You're not going to enrich me because they go together. You don't value me, so you're going to see no purpose in enriching me. Listen, time's up. The time is up for us allowing just random people that that they're not invested, that they don't have that level of value for you. Time is up for them having the control. No more. This week, we're going in on this environment thing. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about that mental space because some of us are just attached to the mental space of what has been, and we can't even move forward. And so we take that mental crap into our new relationships and think that it's somehow going to be different. But we're poisoning our environment. And this week, it's time for some to regenerate the soil of our hearts. I've been thinking about this, with February coming up and all this, all the stores, they got their red stuff and their teddy bears and all that stuff. And I think about how many people I've worked with that they just hate February. They're like, I hate February. I hate Valentine's Day. You hate anything associated with love, right? You say something about love and they're throwing a can at you. Just boo, they're just mad, right? That's old soil. That's old soil. It's old soil. Because I don't care if it's January, February, December, October, whatever. Every day, you deserve to be loved. Every day, you are worthy of loving yourself. Every day. And yeah, see, people make it so external. See, that old thinking would say, oh, no, I'm not good enough. This is why this isn't special to me because someone hasn't valued me. No. I love me. Get that in your heart. Get a little bit of that in your spirit where you just, look, this is our challenge. And some of you, I know you're doing it. When you wake up in the morning, you just tell yourself, good morning, beautiful. I love you. Talk to yourself. Start conditioning yourself to realize your worth and value. And you're going to set the environment. We're setting the tone. And so as we set the tone, as we set the environment, our environment changes. But now we're not waiting. We're not waiting. We are initiating. We are activating. We are the ones that are producing, right? We talk about this a lot. Content producers, we hear that. People are producing content. Well, listen, you and I always, at all times, are producing content. Evaluate the content in your environment. After you jump off of this and you're going through social media, the next few days, I want you to have high alerts on to what you listen to, what you look at, what songs. I was writing some poems the other day. Someone asked me to write some cards. They wanted me to put some language in cards that they're developing, a card line. And I realized, I said, man, I haven't been in a poetic place where I was really writing poetry. And, I wasn't in that zone. So what did I do? I went and threw on some slow jams. You throw on the slow jams because I needed to change my environment. So I changed my environment, started throwing on some slow jams, and then my pen was able to, it was able to start flowing. Environment, it matters. And so when you start loving on yourself, it'll change your whole life. So that's what this week is going to be. That's what we're going to be talking about. That's what we're going to be sharing about. And from that place, we're going to move forward and set the tone. We're going to set the mood, right? Since February is coming, there's already an atmosphere and an environment that's going to be around love and romance. And so we're going to be able to apply this to our own lives in such a way that it's going to impact those that are around us. When we start understanding the romance of loving ourselves, being good to ourselves, talking good to ourselves, saying sweet things to ourselves, saying encouraging things to ourselves, and evaluating that environment, it's a game changer, right? It's a game changer. It will change your life, and you will start realizing that there's some good stuff in me that I want to produce in this world. And so, right, this is what we're getting ourselves into. Ruby said, I'm buying myself a teddy bear and a Snickers bar. It's final. I'm loving myself in February. Listen, We are this next month, February. Woo! We're gonna have a great time in February. If you're married, you're gonna have a great time. If you're an exclusive like myself, that's what I call us, single people. Exclusives. If you're an exclusive, we're gonna have a great time too. This is we're gonna do this, and it's not gonna be for 1 month. Let me tell you, and I'm signing off. One of my one of my big, declarations in marriage was this. I told my wife, I said, while we were married, I said, look, I need you to know this off tops. This is my position, that anybody that has a romantic interest in me, this is my position. I said, I'm not going to make a big deal out of February 14th. I'm not, right? I said, it might be the day we take a day off. I said, because if you look forward to February 14th, that means I have failed you 364 other days of the year. So my stance, my mindset about any one particular day is I don't ever want you looking forward to one particular day. I don't want you looking forward to that because I want to win your heart 364 days, where you're not looking forward to that one. Be like, this is what you do. This is who you are. This is what I expect every day. I'm like, so that's my position. And that comes out of my faith, right? That comes out of my faith where what I see in my faith, I applied. I'm like, okay, now, God gives me breath every day. I walk down the street and I see flowers every day, or I see a tree, or I see no, every day God romances me. So I'm stealing from God, right? I have a very loving relationship to God at times. I love the romance. So I'm like, no, this is how this is going to be. So every day I can do and I can be and I can manifest and I can work and I can make every day like that. Like I can every day, I want to win your heart every day. That's my drive, right? That's my pursuit. That's what I want. Some days are going to be better than other days, but it's my drive. It's my pursuit. It's what I want. Like that is what I want. And even as an exclusive, right? So I don't have, I'm not focused on, oh, okay, I'm putting on. No, the same has to be for me. Brian, every day, wake up and pursue and be driven to see value in yourself, to love yourself, to value yourself, to encourage yourself past the shortcomings, to encourage yourself past the mistakes, encourage yourself into the best of being who you are. Don't be afraid. Okay, you're going to go post a video. You don't know if somebody's going to talk bad about you. Okay, go ahead. If it totally flops, okay, love yourself anyway. If 1 million people like it, okay, that's not all. There's still more in you. You don't every day. That's just, I want to make everything just practical, right? I believe that if we can keep it simple, we can implement it. And so I've been thinking about just that, the strategies of keeping it simple every day, right? Keep it simple every day so we can implement every day and we dominate life, right? And so that's what we do. So I appreciate you all. I'm gonna get ready to sign off so that we can have a fantastic week. I saw a few people, talk about asking whether or not I would pray for them, and absolutely I will. And I say that oftentimes in these broadcasts. If you don't have to be anything. If you say, listen, I don't even pray, but would you pray for me? Cool. I'll do that. I'm not trying to push something on you. I'm giving you what I'm giving you because this is me, right? So if you want me to, I would be honored to. I would do that. It's not a matter of you doing anything other than just asking a friend, hey, would you just pray for me? Cool. Just put it in the comments, and absolutely, we'll do that. And I think that's just a part. That's who I am. If you were sitting next to me at the barn and we're sitting on some hay, or we're out on the trail ride and you're just talking to me, we're just kicking it. That's what it would be. We're just doing life together. That's what it would be. We're just going to talk. We're just going to, you know, be connected. And so because we have the connection, whatever it may be, you put your name down. I'm putting it up on the board, and I'm gonna call out your name. So you put your name down, and that's what it's gonna be. So I appreciate you all. Um, I look forward to having a fantastic week. We'll be going live on TikTok and on Facebook in the Facebook group all week at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Lord willing. And so, I encourage you to be part of one of those. And if you're not a part of the YouTube page, please, I'm asking you to consider being a part of the YouTube family. That's going to be growing this year, because what YouTube is going to allow me to do, and the way I'm looking to use YouTube, is to take some of the shorter lessons that I do in different places and share it on YouTube, like built out. So, 5, 6, 7 minutes, where I can talk a little bit more in depth and have strategies and things that can be easily implemented right there on YouTube, so we can grow that. And it's our library. It'll be a library of resources. So you'll be able to pull up, 3 ways to help your relationship grow. And I just want to make it very practical, because honestly, what I want to do is, while I'm sharing with you all and we're building these awesome connections, as a dad and as a man, it is so important for me to have my voice in the world, because I have children, I have nieces, I have nephews, I have young people that look up to me. And to be able to share with them and have my voice there, where they, no matter what happens to me, if something happens to me tomorrow, they could go there and say, all right, this is here's what his thought was about this. Here's what he was thinking. It allows someone to be able to get into my mind and know what I'm thinking at any time. And for me, that a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. And since I believe that, I think about that. I think I want to be a good man and leave an inheritance, spoken, not just financially. I want to do that too, but even just spoken, where they can say, "Oh, I was in Dad's mind. I understood what Dad was thinking. I understood what Uncle Brian was thinking. I understood what Coach Shep was thinking, or Mr. Brian, or Mr. Shepherd, or whatever people, however they address me. Like, I knew what he was thinking because he put it there." And so it's very important for me to provide that, to have that platform. And I'm really appreciative of, like, everybody being a part of that. And I'm appreciative of those that create these platforms, because whether it be a book or a podcast or whatever it may be, it's a way for our lives to outlive us. And like, when my days are done, I want my work to continue. And so that's just how I approach it. So all of you together, being a part of, just a part of the different channels and networks, and when we talk and you share questions with me, and I'm able to think and strategize and produce, we're all working together, because I believe we all want to have healthy, strong relationships. And so if I can share and be a part of your journey to help you have a healthy and strong relationship, I want to do that, because there are so many relationships right now that are just breaking up. There's so much pain just happening in relationships. And I believe, unfortunately, because that's happening, the fortunate part is there's a time of healing. With all the brokenness, there's an opportunity for healing. And so we get to do that together. And I look forward to doing that. So I appreciate y'all. Someone asked what the Facebook group was. The Facebook group is the Relation Fit Farms. So Relation Fit, like as in fitness, and then farms, Relation Fit Farms. So you can be a part of that. And just go in and asked to be a part of the group, I'm going to approve it, and we have that group there, and we can just continue to move forward. So let's pray. Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for your blessings and the gift of life that you've given us. Thank you for the insights that you provide for life, for living life more abundantly. Thank you for the fellowship and gathering of all these incredible people from wherever they are in the world. Thank you for bringing us all together. Like, it's pretty amazing that our lives, as different as they are, we've met together for this moment in time that we'll never get back. You've allowed us to be together, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful for each one that said that these moments were worth it. I'm grateful for their encouragement. I'm thankful for their presence and what it means each and every time to be able to see them and see dreams come true, that they are a part of a dream that is ever unfolding and coming true. And I'm thankful that they allow me to share something to them, to make an investment in their journey, to be a part of the ink that's on the page of their life. I thank you for that opportunity. Thank you for the gift of one another. Thank you for the love that's growing. Thank you for the bonds of friendship and connection that are growing. Thank you for the miracles that are happening and the peace that is happening as well. Thank you for the lives that are being rescued, lives that are being salvaged. Thank you for people that are choosing to live. Pray for those that are struggling right now, going through, dealing with the pain. I pray that we together can help one another be strong to dominate life. Pray that you would just open up doors, pathways for us to connect. Help us to maximize our moments. Help us to be the good soil for one another, to encourage one another into hope, into our future, into better days. And I thank you for these things in advance. I pray that as we go our separate ways, you would keep us in love together and connected. And we will not fail to give you the thanks. In Christ's name, amen. All right. Fantastic night. Thank you all so much for being a part. I really appreciate you all very much. Look forward to connecting again. Have a fantastic evening. I'm B.A. Shepherd, 2Ps, ARD, reminding you to be a shepherd. The world has enough sheep. Love you. Good night.